Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brendan, and I hope all of you guys are having a good morning, evening, wherever you guys are from. If you're new here, it is great to have you, and welcome back to another crypto market update and analysis. There's a lot happening in the world of cryptocurrency over this weekend. Most cryptos are up anywhere from 5 to 10% on the day, with a few outliers that we're going to be diving into in this video. Of course, the price of Bitcoin and the altcoin markets are soaring right now, but they are approaching resistance, which is something that we will need to talk about and discuss in this video. And of course, there is good news across the board for cryptocurrency. We have more payment providers coming to the US and trying to offer crypto as a means of payment via debit cards. We have more countries that are offering a 0% tax on all cryptocurrency. More to come on that in just a moment. And then, of course, we have the rise of U.S. financial advisors expecting to dive their feet into cryptocurrency, along with Tesla now holding billions, and yes, you heard that correctly, billions of dollars in cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin. So definitely an action-packed episode. If you are new here, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, drop me a comment. It all definitely helps out with the algorithm. So if you enjoy it, show your support and your love. But let's take a general look at what's happening across the board of cryptocurrency right now, because we are seeing some good green. We had the past couple of months be a little bit of a dip, a little bit of some bearish time, but now we are definitely seeing the return. I mean, on a weekly basis, crypto's up anywhere from 20 to 30 to 40%. And a few of the outliers on today are XRP, which is up nearly 16%. I know that they have been receiving a lot of heat in the past months due to all of their lawsuit information. Avalanche up nearly 12%, and Shiba Inu pushing up 41.5%. Now, one of the final outliers that I want to talk about in this video is Gala, number 50 by market cap, up nearly 91% on the week and almost 13% on the day. It's great to see that some of these play to earn and gaming tokens are coming back from this little bear session that we had very strongly. And of course, the final one here is Quant, which is up, I believe we just saw them a second ago, nearly 63% on the week. So across the board, very, very green week, very, very green day for cryptocurrency. I don't think there's a single coin in the top 100 that is red on the week or red on the day. So that's also a positive sentiment, because what that means is that cryptocurrency across the board, no matter what industry it's in, is green right now. It's not like it's just metaverse or play to earn or DeFi or dApps. All cryptos are seeing a lot of green, and that's what we want to see for the entire industry to grow. Of course, with Bitcoin being with where it was at, we talked about some resistance levels for Bitcoin that it needed to break. The general market is now heading upwards. We have broken through a couple levels of resistance, and we even broke through the 50 EMA, which is this yellow line. We've even broken through that. Now, the significant thing here is that both Ethereum and the altcoin market cap, which is what we're looking at right now, definitely still has the moving averages above it. It has some resistance. We know that when the altcoin market bottomed out over here in December and also in January, this is where it saw support, probably going to turn into resistance. So, you know, keeping an eye on this area, we'll see. I think a lot of the reason that cryptocurrency is up right now is because the altcoins are dragging the crypto markets up. But we're definitely going to go and keep an eye on this, because cryptocurrency is on the rise. Whether or not I would say that this market is reversed is something that I'm waiting to see. So if you want to see more technical analysis, make sure to check out the links in my description. I have a link to Crypt Nation, which is where I go over all of this market and technical analysis in a lot more detail. So if you want to get a lot thorough and consistent technical analysis from me and other analysts, check out that link, and that's where we go over that. And we'll definitely have more updates as to what is to come over here. But right now, definitely just keeping an eye out on the moving averages and seeing how both Bitcoin and the altcoin market reacts to those. Now, let's talk about the news, because across the board, there is a ton of stuff coming out for cryptocurrency, and I feel like every time I make one of these videos, I have to limit the amount of news articles that I put up in my hotbar, because there are so many coming out every single day that I probably couldn't make enough videos on them. But with crypto payments, with the crypto payments firm WireX, expanding into the US, they are beginning to distribute crypto-linked Visa debit cards. YRX currently offers 4.5 million customers across Europe and Asia Pacific, which is where the bulk of their customer base is from. I'm sure most of you have probably heard of YRX, in one form or another, but they actually allow a crypto-backed rewards program of up to 8% back in X points, which is YRX native token. 8% is a lot. I'm sure most of you on your credit cards maybe get 2, 3, maybe 4% if you have a really good card cashback. So something that we're seeing across the board is that these crypto credit cards and these crypto debit cards are able to give you a lot more money back than the centralized credit and debit cards. Unless you have a top of the tier credit card, you're probably not going to be able to compete with a lot of these cryptocurrency credit cards. Now, something else to note here is that YRX offers purchases at more than 61 million locations worldwide, so they are by no means a small little credit and debit company trying to make their way into the United States. Over 4.5 million customers at over 61 million different locations. So this is great. Clearly, this means adoption is growing, and this is becoming more and more mainstream. We're seeing these payment providers, these large mainstream payment providers, whether that's in North America or outside of North America, they are wanting to get skin in the game of cryptocurrency. So keep an eye on that. That space is growing very rapidly. And then there's the Bitcoin family, immigrating to Portugal for a 0% tax on their cryptocurrency. This is something that we're seeing more of, whether it's El Salvador or even in this case Portugal or one of the other countries right now, like Venezuela, I think is another one. But there are a number of countries that are beginning to offer 0% tax or very, very low taxes on cryptocurrency. This is something that I think is going to become more normal. Whether it's going to be 0% or a very low amount, I think is going to be up for debate. But there are a lot of countries that are offering cryptocurrency incentives because they want these individuals to come to their country. And these crypto people are seeing this as a safe haven where they're not going to get taxed out the wazoo. I know we just talked about India doing a 30% tax on their cryptocurrency, which is definitely not an incentive for people who would want to move somewhere like that. But they actually got to travel to over 40 different countries in the last 5 years, and it looks like they're choosing Portugal as their settlement area because of these options. Now, I'm sure this comes from a lot of a mix of quality of life and also tax haven. There has to be a balance of the two, and Portugal certainly is a nice country. So this is just something that I found more of a unique story more than anything, but it also solidifies the idea that more countries are getting bullish on cryptocurrency, and Portugal was a surprising one. I don't know why, but I thought Portugal certainly had more of a capital gains tax on cryptocurrency, but a 0% tax is quite the incentive nonetheless. So for any of you crypto people out there that are looking to relocate, Portugal might be an option, because out of the 40 different countries that this family went to in the last 5 years, I guess they liked Portugal the most for cryptocurrency and for quality of life. Now, new studies show that U.S. financial advisors are expecting a portion of crypto holding clients to increase by nearly 60% this year. What this means is that basically a study was done, and of the financial advisors that were out there, only about 2 out of 10 of them were providing cryptocurrency advisory. This number is expected to increase from 20%, or 2 out of every 10, to 44% by the end of this year, meaning that almost half of all financial advisors will be advising in cryptocurrency. If this doesn't show you that cryptocurrency is on the rise, I'm not sure what will. This is a very bullish sign to show that the amount of not only small institutional or small retail investors like ourselves, but large institutional investors that are really even advisors at this point are dipping their feet into cryptocurrency. And I think that the reason for this is because not only are they interested, but clearly their clients are interested. So the growth around the entire cryptocurrency market right now is very much on the rise. This kind of number is unseen in the financial world. For someone and an industry to nearly double or more than double in a year is very, very good to see. So I would expect a lot to come out of this. I'm curious what firms or what advisory firms are going to be leading the space inside of this sector. I know that there's going to be a lot of competition, and the ones that don't adapt and start offering this stuff are going to be the ones that are left behind here, because clearly this is a booming industry. Clearly there's a lot of hype and excitement and a lot of scalability to happen here. And the ones that don't offer this, I think, are the ones that are ultimately going to fall out of favor as they're not willing to adapt and mold their model into the future. Last point that we have over here is Tesla. Tesla is now holding around $2 billion in Bitcoin. If you don't remember, Tesla at the beginning of 2021 purchased, I believe it was like, yeah, it says it right here, $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. And what ended up happening was they made more off of their Bitcoin trade than they did an entire company revenue. And this was a really big story because if you think about that for a second, they made more off of their Bitcoin investment than they did actual revenue at the company from selling their cars. And it wasn't even close. Like, they blew it out of the water. So now they are looking to do it once again. The crypto market has dipped. And instead of buying $1.5 billion in Bitcoin this time around, they have purchased nearly $2 billion in Bitcoin, looking to have a repeat of what they did last year. Now, when this happened, of course, Tesla and Elon got involved. They bought Bitcoin. Elon was all about it while they had Bitcoin, and then after he sold it, he was saying that Bitcoin had environmental issues and scalability issues, and after a lot of it was sold off of the balance sheet, Elon was not nearly as favorable. So I would imagine in the coming months, now that Tesla owns almost $2 billion worth of it, Elon's going to be more bullish on Bitcoin. I'm expecting some more crypto tweets to come out of him, at least in a little bit of a higher volume while they hold this much in Bitcoin. And only time will tell. So certainly adoption across the board. Prices are moving upwards as we do approach resistance. Keep an eye on those. Fundamentally, there is great news across the board. We're seeing great growth no matter what the cryptocurrency is and no matter what the space is. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel a lot and help get videos like this one out to more individuals. And if you want to learn more about Crypt Nation, definitely check out the link in the description down below. That's where I go over all this stuff in more detail, especially the technical analysis, and give my personal thoughts on the markets in more detail. So thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and I will see you all in the next video.